I'm Steph Churchel, the marketing manager at Dawn's Appliances, and I am here with the lovely Rachellee Lacek, Realtor of Piatt Sotheby's International and team leader of the Lacek Group. We're going to be talking about home appliance brands and trends that impact real estate value. So Rachellee, I know during the pandemic there has been a substantial increase in the number of homes being sold right now. So can you kind of give me some just general statistics and so we can better understand, you know, how much of an increase we're seeing right now in real estate trends in 2020 and 2021?
Absolutely, and thank you again for having me. It's so great to be here with you today and with Dawn's Appliances. So, 2020 really has wrapped up an interesting year of real estate. The pandemic has really shifted our way of thinking of how we live. And I really think it's important to realize that, yes, I'm going to be working from home, though it may not be forever. And yes, I need to set up a home office. Yes, I need to coordinate how my lifestyle is now lived and looked at. So I think from a real estate perspective, people are reconsidering how they live and where they want to live. So it's really impacted sales as well, because you're seeing a lot of millennials get out of their apartments and finally into home ownership, which is driving a lot of our business right now. So we're seeing a lot of suburban neighborhoods go through a boom, whereas before 2020, everybody was escaping from the suburbs into the city and really looking forward to that city lifestyle. But now the suburbs are just thriving, and we're seeing multiple offers, and we're seeing a lot of folks actually taking a look at their current home and saying, do I want to sell my home and get the best bang for my buck right now, because there's so many buyers in the market, no inventory, and now they're looking at, but can my dollar stretch to afford a new home because there are so many buyers in the market? So now we're in an influx of what do you do next?
Yeah, I personally don't think I know a single person who hasn't considered placing their home on the market during this time and isn't looking. And you know, I know a common focus when looking at real estate is, of course, the kitchen, and the appliances make up a very large part in that. I personally just purchased a new refrigerator, and the thought that went through my mind was, you know, I don't plan on living in my place for longer than a year, 2 years, maybe I'll rent it out. So what brand should I actually get? You know, in terms of resale value, are there any considerations when it comes to style, when it comes to color, whether you get, you know, a freestanding or a built-in? I know that that's a common question in the appliance industry that we get, especially now that, you know, along with any other consumer product line, there's an increasing amount of options and selections, and appliances are no exception to that. So I feel like, you know, a lot of people will say, go with stainless. That, you know, sells the best, it looks the most appealing. But now we even have so many options within the stainless lines. We have, you know, fingerprint resistant, and we have black stainless, and GE Cafe just came out with their platinum line, which looks very similar to stainless, but isn't quite stainless. So even within, you know, that tried and true stainless umbrella, we now are seeing many options. So I know that's a big question, but what would you say to a homeowner who, you know, is considering putting in new appliances but maybe isn't planning on staying for much longer?
Absolutely. I think in my opinion, and also being somebody that purchased an investment property during the pandemic to renovate and bring back to market, I too am looking at the options, right? Because the options are endless. I think what the main focus needs to be on your decision for your change of appliances, your upgrade, or even just a common ground is, who are you targeting? Are you targeting yourself personally for your personal cooking activity day to day? Or are you targeting resale? Are you targeting, I'm gonna rent my home for a little while and I wanna be able to have durability, reliability. So I think those are some things that you need to take into account when making that decision. Now, when it comes to personal appliance choices, it is very personalized, because the first thing you want to think about is, how do I cook? Do I cook more towards induction? Do I cook more towards gas? Do I cook more towards steaming my food? Like, how do you eat? I think those are things that people really don't think about, and which is why it's very important to have a consultant, whether it's, you know, somebody from Dawn's Appliances, their realtor, or even just, you know, having an interior designer say, wait, before you go and make any of those changes, let's talk about you. Let's talk about your day-to-day cooking skills and what do you cook? So I think that's the first question that most people need to ask themselves. But then, you know, thinking about, what do I want to do with my home? How much longer am I here for? And if you are going to stay in that home and just update so that you can feel more at home, because you're spending more time at home and you're also cooking a lot more versus going out to eat. So you want to look at, what do I need to do in order to achieve the best results for what I need right now? And I think that that's a very personal question, like I said. But I think, you know, what we're seeing in trends is technology, right? Technology is just amazing with appliances.
Absolutely.
And I think that's the one thing a lot of people are looking at, is from a resale perspective, is who am I marketing my home to? That's where the realtor comes in. That's where we guide and say, okay, here's our buyer pool right now of who's buying in this market. And a really good experienced realtor is going to know who those buyers are. And they're going to be able to really help that seller say, okay, let's do the renovation, or let's buy new appliances for the millennial buyer. They're tech. They love technology. They like sleek. They like talking points. They like things that when your guests are in the kitchen, that they like, ooh, look at that. How does that button work? What does that button do? They want to know those things. So now you're looking at a different type of appliance, because you're looking at technology. When people come over and they see that sleek Samsung see-through refrigerator with the glass front, and then also you can pick up your phone and say, look what's inside my refrigerator. I can see it from my phone. So when I'm at the grocery store and I'm going shopping and I didn't make my shopping list, I can see what's in my refrigerator. Like, those are the things that millennials are like over the top, like swooning over. But then you get someone that's an empty nester that doesn't know about technology, does not want to pick up their phone and see what's in their refrigerator, but at the same time want to know that when they're traveling, if they're a snowbird and they're down in Florida, they want to know that their freezer is at X temperature. They want to know that their refrigerator is at a certain temperature. So there is some tech that does help for the empty nester, but I also think, you know, to find a balanced ground, you know, keeping it simple. GE is a really great appliance. It's standard. Whirlpool's a great appliance. It's standard. Everybody knows the name. So I think those are things that people need to start thinking about.
Right, and I think in years to come we'll see those, the technology that you speak of, be available in all appliance brands.